Hello and welcome to In Case You Missed It, drug makers pressuring Trump to withdraw foreign pricing frameworks. So major biotech companies and pharmaceutical companies are pressuring the Trump administration to rescind the two proposals that are seeking to align the U.S. drug prices with what other developed nations are paying. The pharmaceutical industry saying this would harm innovation and it also exceeds the government's authority. So basically, the Trump administration is requiring any pharmaceutical company that's going to be a part of the Medicare Part B or D drug program to discount their prices to the same price they would charge other developed nations. Drug manufacturers argue that if they do that, there won't be enough money to develop the next brand, the next generation of life-saving medications, basically saying we need to charge Americans 500% so we can keep making new billion-dollar drugs. So the fight continues on that. New legislation from Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna of California introduced March 2nd that would reverse basically all of the Medicaid and ACA changes that the One Big Beautiful bill enacted, including, and it also would include dental and vision hearing services for older adults. So the Make Billionaires Pay Their Fair Share Act would repeal the bulk of the 2025 reconciliation laws, healthcare provisions, effectively reimbursing work requirements and immigrant eligibility, reinstate the ACA enhanced subsidies. They would pay for all of this with a 5% annual wealth tax on individuals with a net worth north of $1 billion. They anticipate this would bring in $4.4 trillion over a decade. So besides the healthcare provisions being reversed, there are some new provisions that would be introduced, including a $3,000 check for anybody making less than $150,000, $856 million for affordable housing, a $60,000 minimum salary for public school teachers, and ensure no family pays more than 7% of their income on childcare. All wonderful ideas. Where's the money for all of that? Covered California has released their numbers from the 2026 open enrollment period, and it was better than expected, although enrollment fell 2.7%. What they saw as a result of losing the enhanced subsidies was they didn't lose as many insured people as they thought, but a lot of people moved to those bronze plans. 1 in 3 chose a bronze plan in 2026, whereas all previous years it was more like 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 had a plan that with that high of a deductible. The FDA sends warning to 30 telehealth companies that are illegally selling GLP-1s. So all the big boys you've heard about, Hims and Hers, KinMeds, Good Girl X, Weight Care, Pharmacy, are among the companies targeted by the FDA letters. Basically, they're saying that these are brand name drugs that they are compounding, meaning they're making them just a touch different and they're marketing them as FDA approved drugs when compounding drugs by their very nature are not FDA approved because they are not the exact thing that the FDA approved. When branded drugs are not in a shortage, compound pharmacies are not permitted to mass market these type of medications. So what we've seen immediately out of the Hims and Hers brand is they are no longer going to be pushing much of this, but you can be sure that they are still selling it behind the scenes. And finally, CVS and Google Cloud partner on a healthcare consumer engagement program. This will be called Health 100. And it's going to be logging in and using a lot of the information that the CVS umbrella, which owns Aetna, it owns a major PBM called Caremark. So they are very integrated as well as all the CVS pharmacies. And this is going to feel a lot more like a chat bot at first, but it's going to seek to go as far as it can with scheduling appointments, helping you understand the cost of services, helping you understand the best place to go for that and what your health plan would call a cost. And the real benefit to this is it is going to be an open platform, meaning other developers, other companies, Medicare, medical providers, insurance companies can get in on the data, can share their own data. And this is seeking to kind of democratize the information because right now the interoperability between systems just doesn't exist. And a lot of doctors' offices, hospitals are relying on fax machines to share information. So this is a great step forward. Thank you and see you next week.